Right now, as you're watching this, a machine that costs less than a used Toyota Corolla is learning how to fold itself into a suitcase, stand back up, and take a full-force punch to the chest without breaking its stride. If you thought the humanoid robot revolution was something your grandkids would deal with, you've been looking at the wrong map. While the media was busy obsessing over $100 million prototypes from the West that move like they're walking on eggshells, a company called Unitree just dropped a bomb on the industry. It's called the G1, and it doesn't just walk, it contorts. It doesn't just move, it calculates. And most importantly, it doesn't cost a fortune. At $16,000, the price of entry for a high-performance humanoid just plummeted by 90% overnight. We are talking about a machine that can perform mid-air backflips, withstand high-velocity impacts, and run on a proprietary world model AI that treats reality like a video game it has already won. This isn't a lab experiment. This is the iPhone moment for robotics, and it's happening with a level of speed that should honestly make you a little uncomfortable. Hit like and subscribe, because if you aren't tracking this specific shift, you're going to be blindsided by what comes next. Before we break down the physics of how the G1 is outperforming machines 10 times its price, we need to talk about why Unitree decided to stop playing by the rules. For the last decade, the humanoid narrative has been dominated by the struggle. We've all seen the blooper reels, robots falling over while trying to open a door, or hydraulic lines bursting during a simple hop. It created a false sense of security. We thought we had time. We thought the technology was too expensive and too fragile for the real world. But Unitree looked at the landscape and realized the bottleneck wasn't just hardware, it was the cost of failure. When a $1 million robot falls, it's a tragedy. When a $16,000 robot falls, it's just another data point. By driving the price down to the level of consumer electronics, Unitree has turned the entire planet into a testing ground. They aren't trying to build the most perfect robot, they are building the most replaceable one. The G1 is the physical manifestation of that philosophy. It stands roughly 1.3 meters tall, but don't let the compact frame fool you. This thing is built like a specialized piece of military hardware masquerading as a household helper. To understand why the G1 is causing panic in the boardrooms of Silicon Valley, you have to look at its skeletal architecture. Most robots are rigid. They are built with a human plus mindset, meaning they try to mimic our limitations. The G1 ignores human biology entirely. Its joints have a degree of flexibility that looks less like a machine and more like a high-level contortionist. It can rotate its limbs a full 360 degrees, allowing it to unfold from a collapsed box into a standing position in seconds. This isn't just a party trick. In the field, singularities, points where a robot's joints get stuck, are the enemy of stability. By giving the G1 extra human range of motion, Unitree has essentially deleted the word stuck from the vocabulary. If it falls on its back, it doesn't struggle. It simply rotates its legs 180 degrees and stands up facing the other direction. It is a terrifyingly efficient use of geometry. But the real magic and the reason it can move with such fluid, predatory grace is in the motors. The G1 uses Unitree's proprietary high-torque joint actuators. We are looking at a peak torque of 120 Newton meters. That's enough force to allow a 35-kilogram machine to execute explosive movements that would snap the tendons of a professional athlete. This power-to-weight ratio is why the G1 can maintain its balance, while a human is literally trying to kick it over with a flying sidekick. In their demonstration videos, Unitree doesn't show scientists in lab coats gently nudging the robot. They show people hitting it with sticks, punching it, and trying to trip it. The G1 doesn't just survive these hits. It processes the impact at a frequency of 1,000 Hz. That's 1,000 calculations every single second, to adjust its center of gravity. It's not just reacting, it's anticipating. This brings us to the brain of the operation, the UniFo-LM or Unitree Robot Unified Large Model. Most robots operate on rigid programming. If X happens, do Y. It breaks the moment the environment changes. The G1 is different. It's powered by reinforcement learning. It has spent millions of hours in a simulated digital twin world, experiencing every possible type of fall, every type of terrain, and every type of physical interference. By the time a G1 is unboxed in your living room, it has already lived 1,000 lifetimes in a virtual environment. It knows how to walk on ice because it has failed to do it 10 million times in the simulation before it ever touched a real floor. This sim-to-real pipeline is the secret sauce. They aren't coding walking. They are teaching an AI to understand physics and then giving that AI a body to express it. But a brain is useless if it can't see. The G1 is equipped with a 360-degree LiDAR system and a depth-sensing camera array that creates a real-time, three-dimensional map of its surroundings. It doesn't see objects the way we do. It sees a mathematical density field. It knows exactly how far away a coffee cup is, but it also knows the weight, the friction of the table surface, and the optimal pressure required to pick it up without crushing it. This allows the G1 to perform imitation learning. You can literally show the robot how to perform a task, like soldering a circuit board, and the AI will map your movements and optimize them for its own mechanical frame. It is the ultimate apprentice machine. And yet, all of this technical brilliance is a rounding error compared to the most brutal factor, the supply chain. While companies like Boston Dynamics are hand-building prototypes in highly controlled environments, Unitree is leveraging the manufacturing might of China's hardware capital. They aren't just a robotics company, they are a mass production powerhouse. Every gear, every sensor, and every alloy plate in the G1 is designed for scale. They've moved past the craftsmanship phase and entered the commodity phase. This is why the price is so low. They aren't selling a luxury item, they are selling the basic infrastructure of the 21st century. When you look at the G1, you aren't just looking at a robot. You're looking at the end of the era where humans were the only things capable of navigating the world at a low cost. The G1 is proof that the physical world is being digitized. It is the first step toward a reality where labor is a software update you download for $16,000. But as this machine begins to roll off assembly lines by the thousands, we have to ask, what happens to the world when the barrier to entry for Terminator-grade technology is lower than the price of a student loan? To understand how a $16,000 machine can outpace robots that cost as much as a private jet, you have to look at the WooBot demonstration from early 2026. This wasn't just a synchronized dance. It was a stress test of the most advanced sim-to-real pipeline ever created. 24 G1 units and a single H2 model performed high-speed parkour, table vaulting, and, most impressively, drunken boxing. If you know anything about the tech, you know that drunken movement is a nightmare to program. It requires intentional instability and millisecond-level recovery. A traditional robot would interpret a drunken stumble as a failure and try to lock its joints to prevent a fall. The G1, however, treats falling as just another way to move. This brings us to the evolution from the H1 to the G1. The H1 was a 180-centimeter, 47-kilogram beast designed to prove that Unitree could build a full-sized humanoid. It was impressive, but it was expensive, costing nearly $90,000, and it was a massive liability if it crashed. The G1 is the result of Unitree realizing that to win the AI race, they needed a smaller, tougher, and more agile data collection platform. By shrinking the robot to 1.3 meters and 35 kilograms, they didn't just make it cheaper, they made it unbreakable. The G1 can be launched into the air because its mass is low enough that the kinetic energy of an impact doesn't shatter its frame. This allowed Unitree to run their reinforcement learning algorithms at full tilt. They could afford to let the robot fail 1,000,000 times in the real world, because the cost of a crash was negligible. But don't let the budget price tag fool you. The G1 EDU version is a technical monster. While the base model is impressive, the EDU variant is where the real combat-grade tech hides. It features up to 43 degrees of freedom, including a 3-degree of freedom waist that allows for human-like torso rotation. It's equipped with an NVIDIA Jetson Orin module, delivering massive AI processing power locally on its own brain without needing to ping a cloud server. This is the Unifo LM in action. It allows the G1 to look at a cluttered table, identify a specific tool, and understand its center of gravity and the force required to lift it, all in real time. This local processing is what enables the G1's imitation learning. Using force-controlled hands with optional tactile sensors, a developer can literally show the robot how to perform a task. You can put on a motion capture suit or use a VR headset to teleoperate the G1, and the robot will record your movements. It doesn't just copy you, it optimizes you. It strips away the human noise and finds the most efficient path to complete the task. In just a few hours, a G1 can learn to handle delicate electronics, fold laundry, or even perform basic surgical sutures. This is the momentum of the data moat in action. More robots in the hands of more developers means the global library of skills grows exponentially every single day. When you compare this to the Western approach, the contrast is direct. Look at Boston Dynamics Atlas. For decades, Atlas has been the gold standard, a $420,000 masterpiece of engineering. It is undeniably more powerful than the G1. It can run faster, jump higher, and carry heavier loads. But Atlas is a black box. It is a closed system, protected by a mountain of patents and accessible only to a select few. Unitree is doing to Boston Dynamics what the personal computer did to the mainframe. They are democratizing the hardware. You could buy 26 G1 units for the price of a single Atlas. For a university lab or a startup, the choice is a joke. Do you want one perfect robot that you're afraid to break? Or 26 robots that you can use to swarm train an AI model? This swarms over super robot strategy is why China is currently leading the humanoid race by volume. In 2025 alone, Unitree shipped over 5,500 humanoid units, ranking first globally. By early 2026, they are targeting 20,000 units. This isn't just about sales, it's about the intelligence loop. Every single one of those 20,000 robots is a sensor node, feeding data back into the UniFo-LM training set. They are learning how to navigate different floors, lighting conditions, and human interactions in the real world. While the West is building high-end Formula One robots, Unitree is building the Ford Model T. And just like the Model T, the G1 is what's going to put a robot in every factory and, eventually, every home. The sheer engineering of the G1's joints is another area where they've outpaced the competition. They use high-torque permanent magnet synchronous motors with crossed roller bearings. These are industrial-grade components usually reserved for heavy-duty CNC machines. By integrating these directly into the G1's knees and hips, they've achieved incredible peak torque. This is why the G1 can perform catapult backflips. It's not just about the jump, it's about the landing. The motors have to reverse their polarity and apply massive counter torque in a fraction of a second to absorb the impact without the legs buckling. The G1 handles this through a 500 Hz control loop, constantly feeling the ground and adjusting the stiffness of its muscles. But the most disruptive part of the G1 isn't even the hardware, it's the open source philosophy. Unitree has released the Unitree_IL_L eRobot framework, giving away the keys to the kingdom. They want developers to hack it. They want them to build G1 boxing or G1 football applications. By opening up the SDK and supporting ROS2, Unitree has ensured that the G1 is the default platform for the next generation of AI researchers. They aren't just selling a product, they are building the operating system for the physical world. Think about the implications of a $16,000 robot that can learn any task by watching a human. We are moving away from specialized AI toward general-purpose embodied AI. The G1 is the first machine that can realistically bridge that gap at scale. But as these machines start appearing in small businesses, the question of safety takes on a whole new meaning. A 35-kilogram robot moving at 2 meters per second is essentially a moving blunt force object. Unitree has addressed this with force-limited joints, but in the hands of a clever developer, those safeguards can be bypassed. The Terminator comparison isn't just a meme, it's a reflection of the raw physical potential packed into this frame. But the hardware is only half the story. In early 2026, Unitree launched the world's first humanoid robot app store. For years, robots were hard-coded for specific environments. Unitree's app store effectively turned the G1 into a blank canvas. Now, a developer in a lab in Berlin can write a laundry folding module, upload it to the store, and a G1 owner in San Francisco can download that physical skill instantly via an over-the-air update. This is the shift from robotics as a product to robotics as a service. This software-first approach is powered by the latest V3.2 firmware, which introduced predictive physics interaction. The robot doesn't just see a door handle, it predicts the resistance of the latch and the weight of the door before it even makes contact. This reduces the jerky, hesitant movements that have plagued humanoids for decades. When you see a G1 walking through a crowded CES 2026 booth, it isn't just following a path, it's running a local large language model that allows it to understand natural language. You don't need to program the G1 anymore, you just tell it, clean up the mess in the kitchen, and the VLA model translates that abstract sentence into a sequence of physical motor commands. However, this level of connectivity and affordability has triggered a massive geopolitical backlash. On March 28, 2026, the American Security Robotics Act was introduced in the US Senate. This bipartisan bill specifically targets companies like Unitree and Agibot. The concern isn't just about jobs, it's about cloud sale. Security researchers discovered that many of these mass-produced Chinese robots were running undocumented background tunnels that could potentially stream raw LiDAR maps back to offshore servers. Washington is calling them Trojan horses on legs. They argue that if a $16,000 robot is in every US hospital and warehouse, it represents a massive national security vulnerability. The dual-use dilemma has moved from a theoretical debate to a legislative emergency. A robot that can learn to fold a shirt via a software update can just as easily learn to map a secure facility. This tension is only accelerating the robot arms race. While the US moves toward bans, China is doubling down. Unitree's recent filing for a $610 million IPO on the Shanghai Star Market shows the sheer scale of the momentum. Their revenue surged by 335% in 2025 alone, with net profit skyrocketing as they figured out how to reduce manufacturing costs. They are currently maintaining a 60% gross margin on a $16,000 robot. That is a level of industrial efficiency that Western competitors, which remain largely unprofitable, simply cannot match. The pressure is forcing Western giants to finally step out of the lab. Tesla has confirmed that initial production for the Optimus Gen 3 will begin this summer in 2026, aiming for a price point between $20,000 and $30,000. Meanwhile, UB Tech has partnered with Siemens to hit a target of 10,000 humanoid units by the end of the year. We are no longer watching a race of if. We are watching a race of who can scale first. The winner won't be the company with the most human-looking robot. It will be the company that builds the most robust data flywheel. As we stand here in 2026, the G1 is no longer just a cool gadget for tech enthusiasts. It is a signal that the cost of physical labor is beginning its long, permanent slide toward zero. Every backflip, every boxing match, and every hour of street patrol data is being sucked into a global AI model that is learning how to master the physical world. The momentum is building faster than anyone predicted. If you can buy a machine for the price of a modest hatchback that never sleeps, never complains, and gets smarter every time it fails, the very definition of work has to change. The G1 being in our labs today is just a preview of the humanoid ubiquity coming in 2029. We are moving into a reality where the presence of autonomous humanoids isn't a curiosity, it's the baseline. The question is, are we ready for a world where the physical world is as searchable and programmable as a web page? When a G1 walks past you on the sidewalk, you aren't just looking at a machine. You are looking at hundreds of teraops of processing power, aviation-grade alloys, and a decade of simulated failures finally finding their footing in the real world. If you want to stay on the absolute edge of this transition without the corporate fluff, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We are tracking the rise of the machine economy as it happens. Now, I want to hear from you. If a Unitree G1 showed up at your door tomorrow for the price of a modest car, what is the first task you'd have it perform? And more importantly, do you trust a connected machine with that kind of physical power in your home? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is Signal Frontier, and the future is already walking.